From the class of 1982, representing Bishop Gibbons, Tony Sukennik. From the class of 2001, Mr. Joe Anastasi. From the class of 2004, Traver Zions. From the class of 2007, Paul Fries. From the class of 2013, Donna Braun. From the class of 2013, Ken Braun. From the class of 2013, Don Warrington. From the class of 2013, Greg Zients. From our last induction, the class of 2016, Robert Angelo. From the class of 2016, Bill Janowski. And from the class of 2016, Michael Tuzzo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin tonight's ceremony with our 2021. Kim has been volunteering at the NC Football Hall of Fame since the fall of 2007, first as a helper at spaghetti dinners and expanding her role to ordering and selling of merchandise at games, developing and distributing the monthly newsletters, maintaining and developing emails, creating and printing the induction ballots and programs, and is a regular attendee at the Hall's monthly meetings. Through these actions and many more, Kim has cemented herself as an invaluable contributor to the ongoing livelihood and success of the NC Football Hall of Fame and NC Football program. Kim and her husband Mike have 3 children, Megan, Michael, and Julian, who have all contributed to the Lumber City community. Kim is now a proud grandmother of Piper and Anthony. Although she never played a down of football in her life, the NT football program is thankful for Kim's ongoing contributions. Her individual greatness is inseparable from the greatness of the program. Congratulations, Kim, on joining the NT Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Keith Miranto, who is escorted tonight by his wife, Nancy. Keith is a lifelong North Tonawanda resident and a member of the NTHS class of 1975. For over 25 years, Keith has enjoyed promoting the NT Football Hall of Fame by buying and selling tickets to the annual scholarship fundraiser and updating the Hall of Fame's website and Facebook pages, encouraging all to join the longtime NT Football Booster Club. Keith is also a longtime member of the Third Water Social Club, the Renaissance Club, and Deerwood Men's Golf Club. Keith is the proud son of 1951 NT grad Joe and Della Miranto, proud husband of 41 years to retired NTHS phys ed teacher and NTHS class of 1976 grad Nancy, proud father of NT grads Mike, Scott, and Katie, and grandpa of 8 children. Congratulations to Keith on joining the NT Football Hall of Fame. Up next, representing the late Al Maglisceau, is his grandson Steve and daughter Claire. Al Maglisceau was a history teacher at North Tonawanda High School from the fall of 1942 until the summer of 1970. Al also spent 16 years coaching Lumberjacks football and working alongside the iconic and late George Vedder from 1942 until 1958. After retiring from coaching, Al kept his passion for NC football alive and served as a founding member of the board of directors of the North Tonawanda Football Hall of Fame. Before arriving in the Lumber City, Al was an honorable mention All-American at Geneva College in Pennsylvania and later played professionally with the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, the forerunner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Al then started his teaching and football coaching career at Youngsville and Port Allegheny High Schools in the Keystone State. During his time at NTHS, Al inspired generations of young students in the classroom and on the gridiron with words to live by, such as, "Don't think, do it. Be a winner, and in some, excel." Al passed away on November 5th, 1985 at the age of 81 in Sun City Center, Florida, but his legacy will forever live on here at the Lumberyard. Thank you, Steve, for joining us this evening. And Al, if you're listening upstairs, congratulations on joining the NT Football Hall of Fame. We now move to our Bishop Gibbons High School Vikings inductees of the Legends Division, starting with Dennis Winiecki. Dennis was a two-year letterman for the Vikings during the 1965 and 1966 seasons under Coach Hank Lewis, and spent time as a running back, safety, quarterback, and middle linebacker. In his two-year career, Dennis rushed for 763 yards on 80 carries and 9 touchdowns. Dennis had many notable performances throughout his play days at Gibbons, including a 2-touchdown, 120-yard performance in a 14-6 victory over Cardinal by Century, and scoring the last of 3 touchdowns on the day from 59 yards out in what ended as a tie against St. Mary's at Lancaster. Following the 1965 season, Dennis was the only junior in Bishop Gibbons' short history, 1964 to 1970, to be named the first-team selection to the All-Catholic Smith Division Coaches Football Team, and was selected again as a senior the following year. Following his time at Gibbons, Dennis practiced as a podiatrist in the Lumber City for 40 years. Congratulations, Dennis, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Bill McCarthy. Bill played 1 year of junior varsity football in the fall of 1962, and then was a 3-year varsity letterman for the Vikings from 1963 to 1965. Bill tonight is being escorted by his wife, Vicki. He played those seasons under Coach Hank Lewis. With the varsity Vikings, Bill saw playing time as a wide receiver and safety. A co-captain his senior year, Bill was named first-team All-Catholic that season after receiving honorable mention honors as a sophomore. Bill was a multi-sport athlete with the Vikings and also excelled in baseball, basketball, and track. After graduating from Gibbons in the summer of 1966, Bill continued his education at Canisius College and UB Law School. Bill then practiced law in the Lumber City for 14 years and then worked in the family court office of Niagara County until retiring in 2015. Bill now enjoys spending time with his wife Vicki and have 4 children and 8 grandchildren. Congratulations, Bill, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Bob Aikens. Bob was an offensive and defensive lineman for the Vikings in 1965 under Coach Hank Lewis, and was selected to the All-Catholic team and was named All-State honorable mentions. Tonight, Bob Aikens is being escorted by members of the NT cheerleading squad. Bob was also named All-Catholic in the shot put and discus events for 2 years. After graduating from Bishop Gibbons the summer of 1966, Bob joined the United States Marines to serve in Vietnam for 3 years. During his time in the Marines, Bob was a heavyweight boxing champion at Fort Devens, and when he returned from his service, Bob achieved 5th degree red belt in Taekwondo. Bob later attended Madonna College and worked as a Teamster Plus union steward for 23 years. Bob now lives in North Carolina with his sweetheart of 17 years. Thank you for your military service, Bob, and congratulations on joining the NT Football Hall of Fame. Up next, representing the Legends Division for NT Football is Steve Rusin. Steve was a 2-year varsity letterman for the Lumberjacks and spent time at offensive guard and defensive guard in the 1978 and 79 seasons under Coach and NT Football Hall of Famer, he's here tonight, Dave Anastasi. Steve is being escorted by our cheerleader tonight, and he was a lethal force on both sides of the ball and led the Lumberjacks to their first Section 6 championship in program history in 1979, a 17-14 overtime victory over Orchard Park and then Rich Stadium to cap off a 9-0-1 season. Steve is still remembered by the Lumberyard faithful for his fumble recovery following an interception late in the 4th quarter of the game-tie drive and then a sack to force the game into overtime. This was also the first ever sectional championship game in Western New York football history. The team leader in sacks in the 1979 season, Steve was also a two-time Division I first-team All-Star selection and offensive guard both seasons. After graduating from NC Adjusted in 1980, Steve joined the United States Air Force Academy and graduated in 1984. After 20 years of service, Steve retired as a United States Air Force Lieutenant Colonel in 2004, logging over 5,000 hours as a command pilot and flew over 100 combat missions over Iraq, Afghanistan, Serbia, and Kosovo. Steve now lives with his wife, Dana, and two sons, Dennis and Andrew, in Boise, Idaho, and flies as a Southwest Airlines captain and check airman. Thank you for your military service, Steve, and congratulations on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are our 2021 North Tonawanda Football Hall of Fame inductees. And we are starting tonight with Mr. Casey Shreve, who is being escorted by his mother Carrie and father Mohr. Casey was a member of the NC football offense and defensive lines in the 2008 and 2009 seasons under Coach Eric Jancy. Casey's efforts helped the Lumberjacks compile a 22-1 record over those two seasons and helped the Lumberjacks outscore their opponents 891 to 260 in 2009. Casey was a member of the 2009 New York State Class AA championship team that defeated New Rochelle 14-7 to cap off a perfect 13-0 season. A two-time All-Western New York honorable mention for his play at defensive tackle. Casey finished his senior year with 30 tackles and 1 sack. And he also received the Offensive Line Award MVP following the state title game and was named a finalist for the Trench Trophy, an annual award for the best lineman in Western New York. Congratulations, Casey, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Joe Montesanti. Joe is being escorted by his brother John. Joe was a 3-year letterman from 2008 to 2010 and excelled in all facets of the game on offense, defense, and special teams under Coach Eric Jancy. Joe had his breakout game as a sophomore in the 2008 TNT Classic when he scored 2 touchdowns on only 2 carries for the game and 122 yards. Joe was then a member of the 2009 New York State Class AA championship game, and he threw the game-winning halfback pass late in the second half to Derrick Bloomfield to secure the 14-7 victory over New Rochelle and cap off a 13-0 record, the last undefeated season in program history to date. Joe was later named All-Western New York First Team and Second Team All-State for his efforts as a running back. Joe finished his career with 1,803 rushing yards, 35 total touchdowns, and 2,623 all-purpose yards. Congratulations, Joe, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Scott Gregson. Scott being escorted tonight by his wife and children. Scott was a 3-year varsity letterman for the Lumberjacks from 2004 to 2006 and spent time as a quarterback, free safety, and special teams member under Coach Eric Jancy. Scott was the first quarterback to lead the Lumberjacks to 3 consecutive Section 6 Class AA championship games at Ralph Wilson Stadium. In his 3-year career, Scott finished with 28 total touchdowns, 16 rushing, 11 passing, and a 99-yard interception for a touchdown in the 2006 regular season opener against Orchard Park, still the longest record in NC history. Scott had many notable performances in his NC career, including recording 294 total yards in a 16-13 win over then 7th-ranked Lancaster in 2005, a 3-touchdown performance in the 2005 Class AA championship game against Orchard Park, and recording 356 all-purpose yards through the air and on the ground in 2006 against Orchard Park. A 2-time All-Western New York honorable mention for quarterback, Scott also received the John Cardiff Iron Lumberjack Award for the 2006 season, among many other awards during his career. Congratulations, Scott, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. Up next, we have Andrew Davis, who was escorted tonight by his dad, John, and mom, Kathy. Andrew was a 3-year varsity lineman for the Lumberjacks from 2003 to 2005 and spent time as a running back, kick returner, and special teams player under coach Derrick Greenfield. A team member his senior year in 2005, Andrew had a breakout season with many notable performances, such as rushing for over 100 yards plus 2 touchdowns, a 35-34 win over Winiecki, a 3-touchdown performance, and a 38-14 win over rival Tonawanda, and finishing with 190 total yards, including a receiving and rushing touchdown apiece, and a 26-22 loss to Orchard Park in the Class AA championship game held at the Ralph. Andrew scored 18 touchdowns in the 2005 season and finished his 3-year career with a grand total of 24 scores. After the season, Andrew was selected as the Western New York Co-Offensive Player of the Year for Class AA and the Class AA North Division Offensive Player of the Year, and received recognition for excellence in athletics from the Rotary and Kiwanis clubs of the Tonawandas. Congratulations, Andrew, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. And lastly, please welcome out Derrick Greenfield, who's being escorted tonight by his wife, Marissa. Derrick played 1 season of varsity football for North Tonawanda during their championship-winning season in 2009 and spent time as a defensive back and wide receiver and played special teams under coach Derrick Greenfield. Derrick was a key player in every game for the Lumberjacks that season that ended in a 13-0 finish, the last undefeated season to date. Derrick is known for making the play that will be forever etched in NC history in the 2009 New York State Class AA championship game against New Rochelle, when he caught the decisive touchdown on a halfback pass from Joe Montesanti late in the game and eventual 14-7 victory. Derrick was then named the MVP of this championship game. In that 1 season, Derrick was named first team All-New York State defensive back and finished with 7 interceptions and 7 total touchdowns, 4 of which were receiving. Congratulations, Derrick, on joining the NC Football Hall of Fame. And so, ladies and gentlemen, now in its entirety, please give a big standing ovation to the 29th induction class of the North Tonawanda Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations to you all.